Capsule Monsters are a unique feature in Lufia 2 and you can find 7 of these guys in secret locations throughout your journey. They will automatically assist you in battle, and in addition you can feed them unwanted or outdated equipment to evolve them into more powerful evolutions. However, this process usually takes time, but there are ways to speed things up. So in this video I will show you an easy and quick way to evolve all of your monsters, and depending on how far you want to push this, you can get a fully developed capsule monster very early throughout your playthrough. Hey everyone, my name is Tobi and I will be your sidekick in retro video gaming. That means that I will support you by providing helpful content on game mechanics, boss strategies, item collections or complete walkthroughs. So the next time you play your favorite games or try out new ones, you can fully enjoy and complete them. Subscribe to my channel to not miss out on future uploads, but you can also check out my earlier stuff. For example, I recently uploaded a video to get a super powerful weapon early on in Lufia 2, and if you combine this with what you learn here to power up your capsule monsters, you can completely break the difficulty through the first half of the game. Lufia 2 boasts some interesting features compared to other JRPGs during its time. Your ability to find and raise capsule monsters is just one of them and shows clear similarities to the initial Pokemon games, which by the way came out 1 year later. Now I will not get into a discussion about who came up first with this idea, since Pokemon was in development for about 6 years before its release. But the name Capsule Monster is surely no coincidence. If I think about it, this is not the only idea that Lufia 2 borrowed from other sources. There's also a roguelike dungeon where you can explore randomly generated corridors with a permadeath aspect and even a progression system in form of special items that persist throughout your attempts. To top it off, you can find 8 dragon eggs scattered around the world, and if you collect all of them, a dragon will grant you a wish. I wonder where they got that idea from. Anyway, back to capsule monsters. They each represent elements like fire or water, and you can feed them all kinds of items, including armor and weapons that you do not need anymore. Eventually, they will evolve into more powerful evolutions, gaining access to stronger abilities. To speed up this process, there's always one item that a monster is currently craving for, and it fills up 3 bars of its growth meter. So the idea here is that you should not sell your unwanted equipment to the next vendor for a fraction of its price, but instead pay attention to your monster's needs and feed them the right items to evolve them over time. However, the whole process still takes time to complete, and you will probably not see your monster's last and secret evolution until very late into the game. So here's a strategy to evolve your monsters much quicker and very early. First off, and in contrast to what you might think, every monster has the same list of items that it likes and dislikes. So once you figure out how to effectively evolve one of them, you also know how to take care of the others. Second, going for the items that the monsters are currently craving for is not the most efficient way. This might be counterintuitive, but those items are often more expensive than simply going for the cheapest options. And third, items that the capsule monsters like are sorted on a tier list, and if you give a monster a high quality item, it will subsequently only accept items from that level or higher. Think of it like after you eat something very delicious like a prime beef, you don't want to eat the garbage McBurger from around the corner anymore. However, you can diminish this effect by force-feeding them to eat something nasty like shrieks over and over, and eventually they will accept lower quality items again. The first capsule monster that you find is Jelsi, a Fumi creature that you can get from the Capsule Monster Shrine south of Alunze. Don't miss it, it looks like a tree on the overworld. For the first evolution of Jelsi, go back to Sandalton, or however you pronounce this town, and buy 32 battle knives. These are the lowest quality and cheapest items that you can get and will cost you 6,400 gold in total to evolve Jelsi to its second class. Next, in the same town, buy 32 apple ciders, which are again the cheapest items to get your monster to class 3. Each cider costs 1000 gold, so that's 32,000 gold in total, which might be a little expensive early on. However, it is totally worth it in my opinion, and you should almost have this amount of money if you did not buy a lot of other equipment for your characters. The game's dungeons are littered with useful equipment for you to find, so if you fully explore them, there's almost no need to buy additional items in town. Now, once JLC is in class 3, you have to decide how quickly you want to evolve him into its 4th and then master class. Usually you would have to wait until you arrive in Bound Kingdom to buy 32 bronze swords for 5000 gold each, which is really expensive to do at this point. If you can wait a little longer, you can also go for war rapiers once you arrive in Gruberwick or Narcissus, which costs 7600 each and are the lowest items that the class 3 capsule monster will be craving for. Feeding a war rapier to a monster that commonly wants one will therefore fill up 3 of the 32 bars, so you will only need 11 of those, bringing the cost for evolving to class 4 down to 83,000. Now the problem is that after feeding one war rapier, your monster will usually crave something else, but we can circumvent this by simply force feeding some inexpensive shrieks to bring the craving level of the monster down again. Simply repeat this process until your monster reaches class 4. However, there is a way to evolve JLC to its 4th form much earlier by farming a very specific item. And the item in question is the bee rock that you can get by defeating bee enemies in the Ruby Cave. You will still need 32 of those rocks and the drop chance is somewhere around 5%, so you can imagine that it might take some time to get them. I tried this myself and I was able to get 11 rocks in around an hour, so if you want to attempt this, you should expect to spend around 3 hours of farming. You can of course combine this with farming enough money for the other items if you were too broke, but it is up to you to decide whether it's worth it or not. Finally, to evolve a capsule monster from class 4 to its master class, you need to feed it a special food from its counter element. So for example, Darby the dark monster needs a holy food and Zeppy the water monster needs a blaze food. But you have to be careful when you want to evolve a monster to its master class, because there are different conditions for the last evolution. Darby and Flash can already evolve to their master class once they reach class 3, but you have to change them back to class 2 and then give them their special food. Otherwise it won't work. The other monsters need to reach class 4 before they can evolve to the master class, but Blaze and Zeppy also need to change back to class 3 before you can give them their food. JLC, Gusto and Sully can simply stay in class 4 to evolve. For that, JLC needs a secret food while he is in class 4 and you can get those by defeating wood golems on the overworld. Chances are you already have one of those. And there you have it, a fully developed capsule monster that you can technically get very early in the game, but please don't ask me why JLC the Fumi monster evolves into a 9-tailed gold fox at its master class. All I know is that its tail smash one-shots all enemies that you will encounter for a very long time.
Oh, 900 tail smash?
Yeah, and then Maxim goes in for 74.
Nice.
So finally, thank you all for watching and please subscribe to my channel to not miss out on all the other guides that I will provide. Also, please like the video to help me out with the algorithm and I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one.